Good afternoon, library friends. I am coming to you today from my patio. The sun's out. It almost feels like a spring day compared to the cold weather we've had. So I really wanted to be outside and enjoy the weather that's much warmer than what we've had. And the rain was around for so long, and now I'm just enjoying the sunshine, and I hope you are. My yard is brown, um, full of leaves. We just kind of let everything die down during the winter, and not because we're lazy, although it is not nice not to have to rake. We just let our leaves pile up because we had bulbs under the ground, and the leaves actually protect the bulbs from freezing. And especially this year, as much cold weather as we've had, so we're hoping that when spring comes, we can rake and we'll find some flowers start popping up out of the ground, and that's what we always look forward to. So anyway, I hope you're having a good day. It is, as you know, Martin Luther King Jr. holiday for most people. I know school's out. Our library's closed, and so everybody had a long weekend, and I hope you enjoyed it like I did. Um, I know you've studied about Dr. King in school, and today I was thinking about him and all the great things that he said, and there's so many quotes out there that we all love and know him for. And I thought this was really a good week to think about that. He was about love and kindness. He was not about hate. He was about being kind. And I'm going to read one of my favorite quotes of his. There's so many, but the one I chose today I thought would be something good for us to think about as we go about our week. This is a very good week for us to practice what he said. And the quote says, "Returning hate for hate multiplies hate, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." So I think we should all think about that this week, and just about kindness and being the light. And being the light means being kind, showing love. And he was all about light and love. So I think it's a good time for us to try to practice what he said. And I found a book that also fits in with that topic. And it may have been read before, but or maybe I've read it to myself before. But even if you've heard it, I think it's a good time to reread it and remember it. And we have it at the library if you want to check it out and take it home and read it again. And it's called "Have You Filled a Bucket Today?" It is written by Carol McLoud. All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket. You can't see it, but it's there. You have a bucket. Each member of your family has a bucket. Your grandparents, your friends, your neighbors, they all have buckets. Everyone carries an invisible bucket. Your bucket has one purpose only. That purpose is to hold your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself. When you feel happy and good, when your bucket is full, and you feel sad and lonely, your bucket is empty. Other people feel the same way too. They're happy when their buckets are full, and they're sad when their buckets are empty. It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works. Other people can fill your bucket, and you can fill theirs. You can fill your own bucket too. So how do you fill a bucket? You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile. That's being a bucket filler. A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says and does nice things to make others feel special. When you treat others with kindness and respect, you fill their bucket. Oops. But you can also dip into a bucket and take out some good feelings. You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone. That's bucket dipping. And that's what we don't want to do. Bullying is bucket dipping, which is making fun of people. When you hurt others, you dip into their bucket, and you will dip into your own bucket too. So we don't want to dip into our buckets. Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They may think they can fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that never works. You will never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's. But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. You feel good when you help others feel good. All day long, we are either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what we do and what we say. Try to fill a bucket and see what happens. You love your mom and dad. Why don't you tell them you love them? You can even tell them why. Your caring words will fill their buckets with joy. Watch for smiles on their faces. You'll feel like smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you have filled a bucket. If you practice, you'll become a great bucket filler. Just remember, everyone carries an invisible bucket, and think of what you can say or do to fill it. Here are some ideas for you. You could smile and say hi to the bus driver. He has a bucket too. You could invite the new kid at school to play with you. You could write a thank you note to a teacher. You could tell your grandpa that you like spending time with him. There are many ways to fill a bucket. Bucket filling is fun and easy to do. It doesn't matter how young or how old you are. It doesn't cost money. It doesn't take much time. And remember, when you fill someone else's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. When you're a bucket filler, you make your home, your school, and your neighborhood a better place for all. It makes everyone feel good. So why not decide to be a bucket filler today and every day? Just start by saying this to yourself: I am going to do something to fill someone's bucket today. And at the end of each day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? Sorry, I didn't show the pictures. Yes, I did fill a bucket, and that's the life of a bucket filler, and that is you. So tonight, before you go to bed, and before I go to bed, why don't we all think of what we can do tomorrow to make someone happy, to make them feel good about themselves? Because what happens when you do that is, if I give you a compliment and say, you look beautiful today, or your hair is pretty, or you're so sweet, or you're so smart, it makes us feel good. And it makes us want to continue that and to give the next person a compliment or do something kind for someone. And it carries on. So I think this week we should all think about being a bucket filler and be kind, love others, offer to do something nice for someone. There's a lot of ways you can be kind, and it's so much easier, and it makes you feel so much better than being unkind. So I'm going to leave that with you. I hope you have a good week and show kindness to all. Thank you. See you soon.